have future here. You don't have future. You can never make it. You're supposed to be a dinner man, serving dinner to the students in the secondary school. Because you cannot do basic 1+1. You are here breathing heavy like a dog. Think about your life. You are a failure. You are a failure. You can never make it. You know you cannot make it. You need to be cutting grass, making this place fresh for the actual footballers that want to use this place. You are tired. You are here. What have you done? Useless. Me with my pregnancy, I'm better than you. Idiot.
From us, we bottled yet another big match. We don't win cups and trophies here at Arsenal. It's not allowed. Sure, we can finish second or third, but here at Arsenal, we don't win trophies. I hope the Arsenal fans realize that.
Welcome back, familiar, to All or Nothing. Big up to everyone that is locked in. And today we got Shane. How you doing, Shane, bro? You good?
Yeah, all good, man. Can't complain. As I often say, outside of Arsenal, everything's all good, man. But when it comes to the Arsenal, not so good. But thanks for having me on, of course. Big up to Jez, the legend, and the amazing chat.
Nah, big up, man. Shane's channel is in the title, so make sure you're liking and subscribing. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Jez, how you doing, bro?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. Yeah, just having a little bit of fun on DJ's channel with the young man Nelson. Being the complete dick that he normally is. But yeah, always, man. Thanks for having me on, as always. Always love this conversation. And, of course, with my partner in crime, Shano.
Big up, man. Big up to you guys. Listen, I haven't heard you guys' opinion on the Man United game, so it's a good time to get into that. Jez, what's your opinion? What's your thoughts against Liverpool?
Oh, mate, where do we start? It was a total cock-up, let's be honest. We went to Anfield with a possibility of getting a result. I was quite confident. We might have got walked out there with 3 points because Liverpool aren't bang on just yet. We were coming off the back of a good win. But the way Arteta set that team up, man, it was quite evident he was going there to try and get out of there with a point. There was never any evidence in that game whatsoever that he was going to take Liverpool down. Very disappointing with the players we brought in the window. Very good players, by the way. And the fact you just brought in a new starter, Eze, and you bench him. Shocking display. I mean, Eze must have been thinking, what the fuck have I come here for? Right, you bring him out, right? All the big ceremony at the Emirates, right? You announce your new player, 60-odd million quid, yeah? Everybody's applauding him, yeah, and he's like giving it all the big to the fans. Go up to Anfield, bench warmer. That is not showing ambition. Sorry, that is not showing ambition. Because at the end of the day, the whole setup, when I saw the setup, guys, I thought, here we go again. We could have gone up to Anfield and maybe nicked a point, but no, we couldn't even do that. Certainly, there is no evidence that he'd set the team up to go all out for a win. We know Anfield's a difficult ground. We know that. But they are beatable. They can be beaten. Nottingham Forest did it early part of the season. We did nothing. One shot on target. Oh, day. I mean, this is what we're doing, boys. We're just the set piece kings now. If Declan Rice is injured, mate, God help us. God help us. We got nothing. Nobody's servicing Grokeres. Nobody's giving him what he needs to actually get in there and score goals. He worked that goal against Leeds his whole self. He got the pass, wiggled through, took out two defenders, slotted it. Bang. That's what we want from a fox in the box. Right, that's what we need. What did he get on Sunday? Nothing. It was a shit show, boys. Absolute shit show. Anyway, there we go.
No, I hear it. I can't argue with any of that. Can't argue with any of it. Shane, what do you make of the game, bro?
It's an absolute disgrace from start to finish. An absolute disgrace from start to finish, but not surprising. And I think that's the most frustrating part. I mean, Nord, you get the same as me. Jezza gets the same. Aaron, Lee, all of us. You're negative. You look for problems. Why are you looking at the past? It's about now. We're only 3 games in. All this sort of stuff. We might be seen as negative, but it's realism. Because in the lead up to the match, I said to anyone that would listen, I said, you're crazy if you think Eze starts. There was no way he's starting Eze. No way he's starting Eze. Oh, he might start him at the wing. He won't. He'll play Martinelli out the wings. He tracks back. Oh, but Odegaard's injured. And I said on a panel in the lead up to it, I said, if Odegaard is injured, he'll play Marino. And they all went, no, that's a bit far. I said, he will. He'll play Marino. As soon as the lineup came in, Aaron rang me. He said, you slam dunked it. I said, I know this manager. I know this manager. Everything about that was cowardly. Everything about that showed him for what he is. He's got no balls. Top managers can smell blood. They could have gone, right. Liverpool are either going to go with Szoboszlai at right back, who's an attacking midfielder, or it'll be a not fully fit Conor Bradley. Either way, they can be gotten down that side. Didn't trouble him once. People were concentrating on the Martinelli run when he should have put Gyökeres in. He's under instruction. Get it to the byline. Get a corner. That was Madueke was doing it all game. Running to the byline, trying to flick it off the defender and get a corner. Madueke was just a bit more successful with getting corners. The only shot we had was a tame half volley from Madueke that P rolled. In all fairness, Alisson should have caught it. I'm hearing now by the likes of Canton that, there was plenty of chances that could have led to chances. Chances that could have led to chances. That's what we are bigging up now as Arsenal fans. There was a few chances that could have led to chances. That's what we have to settle for after £1.2 billion spent. When we go to our biggest rivals. I was watching Errol, big up Errol from Redmen TV, was on with Dan Potts the other day, and he was talking about us saying we're cowards, that Arteta has no balls, that he's a eunuch. All spot on, all facts. And he said when Liverpool finally broke the Guardiola hoodoo under Klopp, they went there and they took them out, man. They took out City and let them know that we are here. We are here to challenge for the league. When we won the league in 97-98, we beat them at Highbury. 2-0 up. Teddy Sheringham pulls 2 back. A lesser team would have crumbled. No. David Platt, second half header. We beat them 3-2. Later that season, we went to Old Trafford and we beat them in their patch. For the first time since the Premier League's inception, we went there and we beat them. We showed them that we were challenging. You look at that lineup and you go, you fucking coward. And then to come out afterwards and say, oh, well, guys, I didn't have Odegaard, guys, and I didn't have Kai, guys, so I had to go with Marino, guys. You have Eze on the bench. You have Dowman on the bench. You have Wanyeri on the bench. You have Trossard on the bench. You played him there before. You have all of these options. And then you go and do that. And from start to finish, from the lineup, to the cowardly way he made Saliba play, even though he was injured, to the terrible tactics, to the pussy way he approached the game, and then to the press conference after when he threw Saliba under the bus, that he wanted to play, so he threw him under the bus. He threw Eze under the bus. Oh well, Eze, when he gets that chance, he has to score. Didn't call him Eberici. Didn't way he would say Kai and the way he'd say Gabby for the other lads. No, Eze should have taken that chance. 19 minutes he gave him. 19 minutes he gave him before he threw him under the bus. This guy is a scumbag. There was no way he was going to play Eze in the 10, especially in the 10, because if he goes getting man of the match and we win the game, he has a problem then when Odegaard comes back. This is the way this guy's mind works, and if people think that there's no way he thinks that way, that's exactly the way he thinks. This manager will never, ever, ever get us over the line. Never get us over the line. He fluked it in his first half year because he had players like Aubameyang and Ozil who would take the game by the scruff of the neck when we needed a goal, scrap his tactics and win it on their own, just like Aubameyang did in the semi-final and the final of that cup that they won him. He will never get over the line. I said it on a show today with Views that I would put my house in a bet that before he retires as a manager, if he gets 2 or 3 jobs after this, I would put any money that he will never, ever win a trophy at any club ever again. He doesn't have it in him. He's a coward. He's useless. His tactics are terrible. He had 1.2 billion's worth of talent, and he went with the most offensive team you have ever seen It was an absolute shambles, and I'm glad that the press are turning on him. And I'm looking at the next 3 games that we have, and I'm thinking we might only get 2 points out of them. I genuinely think we might only get 2 points. I think Forest are going to come and give us a game. I think City are going to come to the Emirates and give us a game, and I think we're going to get dog walked against Newcastle. And if that happens, let's see him deflect. Let's see him who he can throw under the bus for that. And you know, it's an awful position to be in. But this guy's clueless, man. And people can't see it. If people still want to back him, if people still want to say, "Oh, give him time," get out of my face. You know what I mean? The chap's a shambles, and he's a disgrace. And he's the worst manager we've ever had.
So what you're saying actually is then he's a load of crap and you don't like him.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Jez, yeah, pretty much that.
Fair enough.
It's crazy because I'm seeing news from the club talking about extending Saka's contract. Obviously, Saliba still hasn't signed a new contract. What's the incentive? You know, maybe somebody's in Saka's ear saying, just run your contract down. Just run your contract down. You'll have a pick of clubs. Loads of clubs out there will take Saka on a free. Who wouldn't take Saka on a free? Barcelona would take Saka on a free. Whether he starts yes or no is a different thing, because obviously they got Yamal, but they'll take him on a free. They'll put him on big wages. They give his agent a big bonus because they ain't got to spend it on the transfer fee. You know, Real Madrid will probably take Saka as well on a free. Will he start?
Liverpool would.
Liverpool, another one.
Perfect replacement for Salah.
Would take Saka on a free. They'll take Saka. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that Saka's bad, but in terms of, even if you say, oh, you know, with the injuries and everything, Saka on a free, cool. I think they'll take him. So what's his incentive to stay with this manager? What's his incentive? He's an England international, and he's not won anything with the time that he's been here. He's given this manager more than enough time to win a major honor. Saliba as well. It's gone very quiet about Saliba. We haven't heard a peep about Saliba. I've been thinking, you know what? Maybe Saliba's thinking, let me run down this contract, yeah? Make it easier for Real Madrid. They've probably said, yo, run your contract down. We'll take you straight away. Just run your contract down. We're not in any rush because we never even saw a bid for Saliba. So maybe they've just told him, just don't make a fuss. Play the political game. I love the club. I want to be here. It's amazing. Rah, rah, rah. End of your contract, we'll come take you. Any big club out there not going to take Saliba on a free?
Oh, exactly. I'll tell you what. Up north, I've been thinking about this one, right, during the summertime. I wouldn't be at all surprised, right? You're not absolutely bang on right. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if he ends up at Liverpool. I reckon they'd come knocking. If failing that, I would think it would be somebody like Real Madrid. He'd go there. Because of these guys, I think it's getting to the point here. A lot of these players are fed up with Arteta's voice.
Yeah.
It's the same drone, day in, day out, the same boring display, the same boring tactics. The guy's a narcissist, arrogant. And I'm sure a lot of these players, when they come back from the summer break, they're sitting there going, oh, for fuck's sake, I've got to go back to London Colney and listen to this clown, you know? And this is what amazes me, how we've brought in players like Gyökeres and Eze. Is it just for the money? I think Eze is probably more. He was a youth player, so he probably wanted to come back to the club rather than go to Tottenham. Who wouldn't want to? But at the end of the day, it's quite evident to me, mate. This guy now, the manager, is under massive pressure. He has to deliver. You know, we've all seen the report. There was a meeting held that Josh has said they want trophies now. And I'll put this on the table to you. A lot of this, I think, has come about from Berta. Berta was employed by Josh Kroenke. He brought him in. And I said it from day one. I said it to Lee when we first got him in. He's going to work behind the scenes. He's going to undermine Arteta. And right now, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Berta is already talking to potential new management to say, if it all goes horribly wrong by Christmas, potentially we just talked 3 games coming up: Forest, City, Newcastle. Tricky games. I mean, I said on Dan Potts' show before this one, I went ultra positive. I'm always being told I'm ultra negative, so I went positive. Because I want to be positive. This is my football club. I want to be positive. That possibly, if everything goes right with the manager setting up the team in the right fucking way, we could get 7 points. Will that really happen? No. Of course we know that ain't going to happen. I think we might do the damage against Forest. Man City will probably turn us over and go away to Newcastle, or we know what can happen there. But it's all going to come down to his stupid tactics. We know he wants to be defensive. We know he'll be at home. Maybe he'll be a bit more attacking. But I have to say, and I said this on Lee's show on Monday night, I hate saying this, guys. I hate it. Right? I fucking hope we are 7-8 points out of the top by Christmas, because that way the pressure is really on him and he'll be gone. And I'll shut up.
I hear it. What are you saying, Shane, man?
Yeah, look, it's an awful place to be in when someone like Jez has to say that, and that's just what he's done to the club. We have to look at the long term. We know the damage he's doing, and we have to worry as well about what he's doing to Ethan. I mean, to not bring him on against Liverpool was an absolute crime. Ethan's got to be sitting there on the bench going, like, we need a goal. I was promised football in the 10. I was promised, that I'd be a big part of the team, and he brings on an apparently injured Odegaard and a 15-year-old. He's got to be thinking, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Berta should have put him as part of the Eze deal and say, you can have him on loan for a year. He'll cover Eze while he's gone. He could have gone to Palace, balled out for a year, and then come back when this manager's gone. Because he must be looking at it now thinking, I'm never getting in this team, because I was saying there's no way he's ever going to play him in the 10. He doesn't like him there. And then I said, well, maybe he'll cover Saka. But as soon as Saka gets injured, then he just puts Madueke over that side. So where does he fit in? And then it's Dowman coming on for the third choice there. And then Arteta comes out after and says, oh, guys, I didn't have Odegaard and I didn't have Kai, so I had to play Marino. Right? But then he's just let it slip that when Havertz is back, if Odegaard's out, then Kai Havertz is his number 10. So, I mean, we knew that this guy would shoehorn this player in somewhere. He didn't want Eze. He didn't want Gyökeres. He makes it very clear. People talking about ridiculous things. All these top gooners on panels that we were on in the summer, they're going around asking how many goals do you think Gyökeres will score. I heard 30s. 30s, man. Henry in the Invincible season got 30 goals. He should have won the Ballon d'Or that year. Van Persie is the only other one to get 31st that season when he couldn't miss. Everything he hit went in. To be saying things like that, this is the problem. These people think, oh, we signed Eze. Everything's fixed now. Yeah, but you're not getting the Crystal Palace Eze. You're not getting the Eze who plays in the 10, can go where he wants, do what he wants, shoot when he wants, try through passes, try new things. You're getting an Arteta Eze who's stuck out the left and told to run down the touchline and cut back inside and lay it back inside or you're dropped. He doesn't want these guys, and he's so stubborn and so arrogant that all the stuff that we're saying, oh, well, over the next 3 games, if he does this and if he does that, when deep down, like Jez said, we know he won't. We know he won't do it. We know he'll as soon as Havertz come back, he'll shoehorn him in either in the 10 or he'll drop Gyökeres. It's always the same with this guy, and nothing's going to change, and it's only getting worse. So that's why when I said that we would finish 5th before the season, I still stick by that. I still think Chelsea will finish ahead of us. I think City will finish ahead of us. I think Liverpool will finish ahead of us, and then there'll be some team that comes out of nowhere, which is normally the case. Newcastle are back in it now. They have 2 strikers now. Don't be counting them out and getting their act together. We saw the way they played against Liverpool. They're going to beat us at St James's. And this bollocks of the top gooners coming out and go, well, he couldn't really play Eze. He's only trained with the team 4 days. And blah, blah, blah. Don't give me that. He played every minute for Palace. And if you want to look at it in that sense, when Isak made his debut for Newcastle, it was at Anfield. And he hadn't played in the Premier League before. And he scored. Right? So I don't want to hear this. Oh, he hasn't played. And You see, this is the problem with these fans, man. They're out there making excuses before games. They're making excuses after games. They're saying XG doesn't matter now because we're low on it. So it matters last season when we're high on it. I'm just tired of them. I'm tired of these people childproof and everything for this manager. And I'm glad to see him slipping up and making mistakes. The only problem is when he's in press conferences and he tells barefaced lies, the Cantons and the Zippies and all just sit there and don't call him out because they're too afraid. They're too afraid of losing their spot. They're saying things like he's the second best manager in the world next to Pep and things like that. Get out of my face, man. This guy won't get a big job when he's done. And any job that he does get when he's gone, he will fail miserably. I would be amazed if he gets every job that he gets after this, if he's ever in it for more than a year. I'd be stunned because he'd be found out for the fraud that he is. And as Jez says, Berta's in now to just turn the screw on this guy and undermine him. And that's a good way to do it and belittle him. And, undermine him is the best way to put it. He's gonna sign the players he doesn't want, which he's done. And then he's going to say, right now, coach these players like you said you could. And he's going to get found out. I think that the next couple of months, the heat is going to get turned up like nothing this guy has ever seen. Like nothing he's ever seen. Because let's remember, in between that Forest and City game is our first Champions League away game, away to Bilbao. That's our first Champions League game, away to Bilbao. And that's not going to be like it was in pre-season, mate. I can tell you that much. Because going to Bilbao ain't easy. And if he's to slip up in 2 of those 3 games, pressure's massively on. And I can't wait to see how he deals with it.
No, I hear that. Even after Bilbao, we got City. That ain't going to be easy. That's definitely not going to be easy. It doesn't matter that they lost the other day. I think they lost to Brighton. That ain't going to be easy. Do you know what I mean? And then we've got Port Vale in the Cup. Then we've got Newcastle. But Newcastle's got our number every year. Every year we can't get over Newcastle. So forget that. We ain't getting 3 points in that. And the way that we're playing right now, I can't see anything tactically that he's going to do anything different. Do we have the game? Do we have the players to affect that game? Yes. Are we going to? I don't think we're going to play the right line. The lineups have been rubbish, man. I've been just down to the lineups, like just not been good enough. Like even the Man United lineup, like I've not been happy with the lineups. Like Odegaard starting that game, Martinelli on the left. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just once again, this manager can never get the lineup that we want to see. Like I don't understand how Martinelli went from being linked to AC Milan to now starting games. Like this is a player you're trying to get rid of, and you're starting him. Like based on what? Because it ain't based on performances, it ain't based on form, it ain't based on preseason. Like, what's it based on? And I don't know, man. If I was some of those players on the bench, I could see myself getting really annoyed. And the thing is, 2 of the players that he's already starting to piss off, Eze's coming into Arsenal already winning something with Palace. So he's probably thinking that, who are you to hold me on bench over Moreno? Like, he's good. These players have an ego. Yeah, and some egos are bigger than others. Not everyone has Cristiano Ronaldo level ego, but they all have egos. You know what I mean? Gyökeres is going into the team thinking, well, hold on. I'm at Sporting winning cups, winning the league, putting in performances against Man City in the Champions League. To now, I can't even receive the ball. Like I feel like the level of players that now he's bringing into Berta's bringing into the club, they're not yes men. It's not Havertz where he's trying to rebuild his form and rebuild his career in England where he was failing at Chelsea. It's not Trossard coming in from teams like Brighton and all of a sudden, I'm trying to step up. You're now getting players that have won trophies. And these players are now got the ambition I want to continue winning trophies. I don't want to be holding bench or getting frustrated and not having a game plan as to how you're going to assimilate me into the game. Like, come on. You're no longer going in for Kiviors that, it's a big step up. Leaving Italy, coming to Arsenal is a big step up. I'm just happy to be here. You're now going in for players that are saying, yo, I've won things. What are we doing here? Like, what's the plan? Because if you're not gonna get the best out of me, then maybe me and my agent have to have a word. Maybe me and my agent gonna, we'll give it a year, and then maybe we'll look at maybe I go elsewhere because I'm not the problem because I've been winning trophies. Yeah. So you must be the problem because I've been winning trophies.
North, do you this is something I haven't said this one before, but I've been thinking about it now for a few weeks, right? we brought in some very good players, no doubt. I was very happy when we got Gyökeres, very happy when we got Ineze. I thought, interesting. Clearly, these aren't Arteta signings, right? We know that because he wanted Seshko. Well, what's happened to him at Man United? He hasn't done shit. Do you guys chat as well? Do you guys think that maybe Berta is playing a dirty game here? He's brought these players in for the future. That he knows if Arteta fails, then we've got to build for the possible future of a new manager, and these players would probably suit a new manager coming in.
Yep.
I get that feeling that Berta is playing a dirty game, a game I like. I do like it, to be honest. It's a dirty game, but I like it because if it means we get rid of this absolute fraud, then so much the better. I don't know. It's just a thought of
I think, and it's a win-win game. You see, it's a win-win game because if he gets Arteta these players who he assumes he won't be able to use them properly. He probably thinks he won't know how to use Gyökeres. He won't know how to use Eze. It'll either be the downfall of him or a miracle of all miracles. Arteta suddenly clicks. It's win-win for Berta because if Arteta suddenly clicks with these players and gets them playing the way they should be, we win trophies. And if he doesn't, he can sack him and get a manager in who knows how to use them. So it's win-win. We either win trophies or we get rid of Arteta. And then we get in a manager who knows how to use them. Because my biggest fear was that he'd get in all of the Arteta signings. The Norgards, the Madwakis. But then he went and got the Gyökeres. So we know. Arteta made it very, very clear that he wanted Sesko. He waited a whole year to get him. He could have got a different striker last summer and he didn't. And he risked us not winning anything out of his stubbornness. And we didn't win anything. And he kept his job, right? But it's definitely that way. I'm telling you, it's definitely that way that he's gone, right? And it's the same with the way we view this, right? The way we view this is, and the top gooners don't get it when they think we're hyper negative and we want them to fail and stuff like that. I want Arteta to prove me wrong. I wanted him to prove me wrong on Sunday by picking an attacking team. I knew he wouldn't, but I wanted him to prove me wrong. And he didn't. He proved me right. Sadly, he proved me right. But for us this season, it's win-win. Arteta suddenly does well and we win trophies. Great. We're Arsenal fans first and foremost. We're not Arteta fans. We win trophies. He fails, you get rid of him, and we get in a manager, and we get our hope back, and we get our belief back. So it's win-win for us as well. We just have to wait it out. We have to wait it out, and we'll get either way. We get what we want. Either way, we get what we want. With the top gooners, it has to be a win for Arteta, and that's it. Because if it doesn't, he's gone, and their heart and soul is gone. Because we know that they are Arteta more than they are Arsenal. They went over to the dark side about a year ago was the full change when they became Arteta fans and not Arsenal fans. They are Arteta fans, and don't let them tell you any different. They are Arteta fans, not Arsenal fans. They're the top gooners. As for the ones, the Cantons, the Semius who want the media access, they're just scumbags. They're corporate shills. So I've even less respect for them. They haven't been conned. The others have been conned. They've been bamboozled. They've been brainwashed. Whatever way you want to put it. These guys have an agenda. These guys have an agenda to keep him in a job because he keeps them in a job. He keeps them in press conferences because he knows that they'll ask the right questions, the questions they've been given. So they're trying to protect him because as long as he's there, they're there. You know what I mean? This is their bread and butter. But yeah, you're right. Berta he's laying traps, and again, like I said, it's a win-win because either Arteta suddenly changes the course of everything he's done his whole life as a manager and starts to use players to their strengths, and we win stuff. Or else he doesn't. He stays stubborn, which we know he will. And smug, like Harvey says, he'll stay that way. And if that happens, then he's gone at the end of the season. And a manager will come in who, like you said, Jez, Berta's probably already lined up. He probably already had a couple of managers in mind that these players will suit. And then it's an easy transition. And then we suddenly have a squad that can win things. So it's win-win. It's win-win for Berta and it's win-win for us.
I think, Shane, that, I know it's a conspiracy theory. And I'm not a great one for doing that. But to me, it's a setup that it's quite clear Berta and Arteta are never going to get on. Most managers, technical directors don't. I mean, that's not always the case because David Dean and Wenger were very close-knit, very close. right? But the fact remains is that we've brought in some excellent players, in my opinion. Some not so sure, but two that I wanted came in the door. I don't think they're going to suit Arteta.
No.
Because their out and out playing style won't suit his boring tactics. And if that is the case, then I can honestly see there being a major meltdown here. At the moment, right? At the moment, I think a lot of players are bored with his voice. And I think there's also the situation of a dangerous situation north side and chain that they could get. Gyökeres and Eze could get the Aubameyang treatment, frozen out. You don't play my way, you know what you do. Now, that will be a very interesting situation if that was to happen between Berta and Arteta. And that could be the final nail in Arteta's coffin. If he was to do that to those two players, right, and I honestly think Berta's got the earpiece of Josh Kroenke, and I've said this from day one, and I'm going to stick with it, that will be his nail in the coffin. That Berta and Kroenke will go, enough's enough, mate. And if we're in a shit position, come Christmas, the pressure is definitely on. Because he's going to have to prove himself big.
Yeah.
And we know he won't because he's shit. But I'm the same.
Right.
Do you know what? I feel like at Arsenal, it just seems like a popularity contest. If you're popular, you can get 180k a week like someone like Martinelli. You know, you can, like Jesus, you can be our second highest earner. Like, it's a popularity contest when it comes to this club in terms of the contract renewals, in terms of which players get to play where. As soon as Unai Emery wasn't a favorite anymore, you can see how the club turned on him straight away. Berta right now, the whole fan base, regardless of where they stand, have been pretty happy with what Berta's done. You know what I mean? I know some of the other side, the Arteta owners are going to say 10 out of 10s and 9 out of 10 windows. But even for us, I've given it a 6. And that's more, it is a bit more due to certain issues that he didn't create and getting rid of certain players and certain limitations that Edu put him under with certain deadwood players that he brought in and Arteta brought in. But at the same time, we've seen a difference. Gyökeres under Edu wouldn't have got done. Zubimendi under Edu wouldn't have got done. Eze under Edu wouldn't have got done, especially the fact that Tottenham was speaking to him for like 2 weeks and we've got the here we go. Those signings wouldn't have got done. So I think Berta's given the ownership a way out to spin another process. Because if Berta is so popular at the moment, obviously Edu's gone out. We've bought certain players where the fan base are like, why are these players not being utilized and not getting the most out of? They can say, okay, well, guess what? We're going to get rid of Arteta. Let's say Arteta does terribly wrong this season, which I expect him to. They can say, well, the fan base like Berta. And Berta's now brought in certain players that walk into the starting lineup that the fan base like. All of a sudden, the Kroenkes and Berta are going to select the next manager. I think a lot of the fan base may be like, okay, well, Arteta's bottled the cups again or got out of the Champions League, fell out of the top 4. Okay, well, this is just a new direction that we're going in with Berta, and he's going to identify the manager, and we're going to be able to keep getting bigger players. I think they're laying the foundations to move away from Arteta if things go left, which I expect them to. So maybe that's what they're doing, and maybe they've told Berta, listen, you've got to say in the next manager. We like the job that you're doing. The fan base are happy. You know what I mean? Because they are very influenced about what this fan base say. Let's just be honest. The reason this manager's lasted this long, is because of his popularity. Yeah. It's because of his popularity. It's not been because of trophies. It's not because we've gone back to the glory days. It's been about the story, the journey, the versatility. It's all that everyone's been on board. And this club goes with what's popular. That's what it is. Because how can Unai Emery get sacked, finishing 5th, but this manager survived 2 8 finishes, getting 5th, and then getting into the top 4? Like, Unai Emery didn't survive none of that with less backing. It's popularity. This club is about popularity. Odegaard's on big money and is a captain based on popularity. Martinelli is here because of popularity. Do you know what I mean? Look at the treatment of Zinchenko. As soon as he's not popular, all of a sudden we're selling you. Kivior not popular anymore, we're selling you. That's how it is over here. Partey's not popular anymore, get rid of him. They turned on Partey, not popular anymore. We got Declan Rice. We don't need Partey. That's what they said when we got Declan Rice. So as long as the popularity's up, that's why the manager's having to play Ethan and Dowman, so he can't freeze them because they're very popular within the fan base. All Arsenal fans rate Ethan and rate Dowman in terms of what we've seen. So we can't completely freeze them out. Look at the treatment that that Emil Smith Rowe got. Even though it still wasn't ideal because he wasn't a favorite in the fan base. Emil Smith Rowe was not a favorite within this fan base. Not the same. He didn't get the same love that Nketiah got. Yeah, there was no songs. There was no Nketiah in the room and Ethan in the room and all that. None of that. So I just feel like even Trossard got frozen out of the team because he was never a favorite, because the favorite was Martinelli. So Martinelli was putting bad performances in. He got into the team based on popularity. Everything at this club is based on popularity. Nothing's based on achievement. It's all popularity. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I think once the popularity goes down with Arteta, I mean, a lot of them are struggling to defend him at the moment. Igal was struggling yesterday.
Yeah,
struggling to defend this manager. So I just think it's a popularity thing. Unai Emery got the chop, popularity. Wenger got the chop. Once the popularity went down, fans didn't go to the stadium.
And Arteta knows it as well, Nord. He knows how to play it. He's a politician. He knows how to play the popularity thing. He knows. That's what I've said when people are saying about Ethan not getting his game. Trust me, if he was to like I said, draw 2 of the next games and lose one and fall like 8-9 points behind Liverpool, then you'd see Ethan and Dowman getting in a lot more because he knows that it will win the crowd back over, like he did with Emil Smith Rowe at the time. Him and Saka when they were young, that got the feel good factor back. They're one of our own. He brought them in. He was playing Lacazette in the 10 before he finally gave in and started playing Emil Smith Rowe. And we were losing and we were dropping points. We were losing 3-0 at home to Villa. Everything was falling apart. Everybody wanted him out. Do you know what I'll do? Now I'll play Emil Smith Rowe and I'll play Saka. And that'll get the crowd excited because they're 2 players from Hale End. That'll get them going. He did the same last season with Miles Lewis-Skelly. And he started bringing Ethan in. He didn't bring him in when Odegaard was out. He played everybody but Ethan in the 10. Then it started to get a bit desperate. And then Saka was out. So he said, right, now I'll play him. Now I'll play him because the pressure's building. And it takes the pressure off. He's a politician. He knows what he's doing. And you're right. It is a popularity thing. And that's why we're such a zesty fucking club. We're such a zesty fucking club, man. Everything that you see online is about family, journey. What is this new craze with the fucking introduction videos? Oh, did you see the video they dropped for Eze? Did you see the video they dropped? Oh, it's so much better than Liverpool videos. So much better than the videos Liverpool drop. Who gives a flying fuck? And then you click into the account and it's some guy in his fucking 40s like, oh yeah, we drop much better videos than Liverpool. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We drop better videos. And this is serious. This is what they say, man. This is what they say. We drop better videos. Oh, look at him, Cappy, and he looks like Arteta. He looks like Arteta's son. Wow. Who cares? Who cares? He's another centre-back that he's bought to play at left-back. It's craziness, man. This club is the zestiest, most embarrassing club in the world. I'd be bashing our club's fan base more than rivals on X because I'm so embarrassed by it. I'm so embarrassed by it. And this is the way it is. And they're all grown men doing it. They're all adults. It's not even the kids going on about, oh, look at what we dropped. Look at this new merch. Look at this. Get the fuck out of my face, man. This is the nicest kit ever. Who cares? I want trophies and I want to be challenging again. And I don't want this manager talking absolute bollocks and press conferences. There's a reason he wears the brand new merch all the time. There's a reason he loves it. And the likes of these Christians and all, the reason they love him so much is because he's everything they want to be. He's in power. He has all the cameras on him. He sits at a table. Everybody faces him. And people have gotten lost in his word salad, man. They've gotten lost in the game he plays. He knows what to say, when to say it. And the only thing I will say is that people are starting to cotton on to him now. Finally, people are starting to cotton on to him. But it's taken far too long. And the damage could be too too badly done by the time he goes.
The thing is, Shano, right? What amazes me, I get it that people support Arteta. Okay, I get that, and that's their choice. Personally, I think they're brain dead, but that's their choice. But again, last night I was watching Northside Lee and on Dan's show, and it was quite evident that Egal was running out of excuses, and once again rage quit. You know, I mean, if you've got a serious argument and you've got the facts and the stats, no, not stats, no, because they're bullshit. But if you've got it, then state your argument and don't keep coming back with the same bollocks. It's always the same argument.
Yeah.
Give him more time. Right? That's the number one. Give him more time.
Why are you talking about last season? That's a big one as well.
You know, I mean, that fella Nelson, I was having a funny laugh with on DJBs. Right? I mean, he was coming out. Oh, same. Next question is always the same one. Well, who would you replace him with? Well, there's a lot of managers out there you can replace him. Oh, so I named 4 in that chat, right? Oh, they're all employed. Everybody is employed. If you offer the right money, you'll get them. Now, let's just hypothetically, right? If you went out, like, let's say at Christmas, old Arteta's binned off, right? If you went to Simeone and offered him 15 million, he'd be knocking your door down.
Yeah.
And it's the same bullshit comments from these people all the time. Come up with something new, because, you know, nobody can argue. Nobody can argue. That was a shit display at the weekend on Sunday against Liverpool. The manager got it totally wrong. And even the most serious Arteta supporter must agree with that. Do they not actually watch the game? Do they not actually see how he set the team up to say, well, Arteta, this is a bit iffy today, mate? You know, I mean, I was a big Wenger fan. I won't lie, I was massive. And when Wenger was going out the door, right, 2 years before he went and people wanted him out, I said, be careful what you wish for. That's what I was saying to people at the Emirates, be careful what you wish for, because who are we going to get in? And we got Emery in, and I thought, yeah, great, Emery, yeah, winner. Didn't get the option, didn't get the chance. But come on, people, even if you're an Arteta sexual, surely you can see what's happening here. You can see it. 6 bloody years. And we've won one FA Cup. And that is acceptable? No, it's not. Not at Arsenal Football Club. That is totally unacceptable. 20 odd years now since we won the league. Unacceptable. Yeah. Oh, no, well, yeah, give him another year. Are people, is it now Northside? Is it now a modern thing in society? You're younger than me, right? Is it a modern thing in life that you don't want to achieve and win? Is that it now?
Yep.
Well, to be fair, big up to Never a Foul for the raid. Big up to them. Make sure you're subscribing to them. And make sure you're subscribing to Jez and to Shane. Both of the links are in the title. So make sure you're subscribing as well, showing support to the panel. This generation got Uber Eats, Jez. They don't need to go to the shop because you just get Uber Eats. You don't need to cook because you put it in the microwave. That's what it is. You don't need to go to the shop to do shopping because you just do it online. Yeah. So that's what it is. You don't need to buy an album because you just pay your £12 or £10. You don't need to go to a record shop. You got Spotify. So it is what it is. Like everything is like very fast. And I feel like it's become, people are become more entitled. I don't know why this loser mindset is happening. I don't really understand it. I just feel like social media, I think maybe so this is where I feel social media is a gift and a curse, because I feel like people become parrots now. Whereas back in the day, you'd have your local friends or your immediate family and you'll talk about football. And there was no such thing of being a top gooner, because you just see what are the people around you saying. And when I grew up, football, everybody around wanted to win. My family members, whatever team they support, everyone wanted to win. Now you go online. Well, to be popular and liked within the Arsenal fan base, you got to say that the system's amazing and the manager's amazing and this is amazing and look at the new kit and talk a certain way. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. At the end of the day, the sport hasn't changed. Yeah, we will go through different eras, but the sport hasn't changed. It's based on trophies. You man want to talk about big club, yeah? Big clubs is based on trophies. That's the first metric, trophies. Then you talk about everything else, size of fan base. You're talking about the revenue. Everything else is extra. The main thing, a big club, is trophies. People debate why Tottenham, and I know they won the Europa League, why Tottenham are in the Big Six, because there's teams in England that are more successful than Tottenham, that are not in the Big Six, that have won more trophies, i.e. Everton. You seen how many league titles Everton's won? More than Tottenham. So this is what I'm saying. It's like, I just feel like people these days are scared to be themselves. They're scared to be different. It's just everyone's very beta male, like, oh well, I don't want to say anything because then I'm going to be looked upon as this and that. But you're a man. Stand on your word. That's what a man's supposed to do. Stand on what you believe in. Stand on your principles. And at the end of the day, if you don't like what comes with sport, go watch the movies. You can go movies, you can go ice skating, you can go rollerblading, you can do loads of things. You can listen to music. There's no competition, there's no trophies. You just listen to the music you want. It's the music that you like is the music that you like. It is what it is. If you like sport, sport comes with achievement.
Yeah.
These same Arsenal fans will champion Mike Tyson, will champion, man like Tiger Woods, will champion Michael Jordan, will champion all these other people that were greats in their sport because they won. But then when it comes to Arsenal, you don't want to win. The reason you wear Jordans, or a lot of people wear Jordans, is based on the success of Michael Jordan. If he wasn't successful, those trainers won't be successful either.
No.
The statement of the Jordans are a statement of his success. Not coming second, not getting into the top four, not being on a journey. It's based on success. There's loads of basketball players that have put out different trainers. Why don't it hit the same as Jordan? Because they ain't achieved what Jordan's achieved. It's a statement. The same back in the day when you'd see the Nike Tempos for Ronaldinho. It was a statement of quality. David Beckham's Adidas trainers, the ones with the massive lip, because of the achievement. All these things are based on achievements. Numbers on shirts, the number 10. There's a reason why the number 10 is famous for different clubs. There's a reason why the number 14 is big. At Arsenal. There's a reason why the number 7 at Man United is a big number. The number reflects the quality of players that wore that shirt and wore that number. Everything around sport is based on success. You don't get the brand deals with the massive brand deals without this success. But nowadays, we see players we see Jay Lings, we see this, we see that. Everyone's getting a deal. The biggest brands, the biggest deals, the biggest trend is all based on quality of the player. Everything's around success. But these men want to go away from success. You're going away from success. The longer this fan base stays away from success, Man City are 3 Premier Leagues away from matching our Premier Leagues. When I grew up, I didn't even know where Man City were. I weren't even considering them. Chelsea
2 trophies away.
A more successful team. They've completed football. And not only have they won a European trophy, they've won 2 Champions Leagues. One of them was in a youth project, in a youth system, in a youth squad that the previous manager said the team is not ready to win. And Tuchel goes in there, wins in the Champions League. The first one, nobody expected him to win it either. So don't tell us about teams you can't expect it. I did not expect Chelsea to win those 2 Champions Leagues, but they won it. They got over the line. Honestly, this club has gone so far away from the club, yeah. And I'm even of my generation, it's gone so far away from the club it was in the 90s. It's actually it's disappointing. It's really disappointing because it wasn't like this once upon a time. It wasn't like this celebrating. We would get upset losing to Fergie, and that was Fergie, and would get upset and say, right, next season we've got to win the league. We've got to win it. We never dominated. We never even won the league back to back, and we'd still be upset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like you said, North. It is the last 10, 15 years. It's a lot to do with social media. People looking for gratification all the time, looking for likes, looking for to be told they're great when they're all they're achieving is mediocrity. It's become do you know what it is? It used to be when I was young, if you were playing football and someone gave you a boot and your shin was aching, you'd make an effort not to limp so people wouldn't know you were hurt. Right? You wouldn't want to show you were hurt. You hide that you're hurt. And I'm not saying that it was great with the whole mental health thing or you bottle it all up, but it's gone so far now that I always refer to the modern day now with social media. It's like an ailment game of top trumps. If you remember top trumps, they're trying to, it's fashionable to be weak. They're trying to outdo each other. Oh yeah, well I've got ADHD and I've got this and I've got that. Well, I can trump that because I've got childhood trauma and I've got this and and they're all trying to outdo each other with their weakness. I'm not saying that these things make you weak. I'm saying that it become fashionable almost to fail, and you almost meant to hold shame if you're successful. Or what are you doing? You're an ableist. I got called that before. When I first started writing, I was writing for a company, and you'd be online and everybody be in this chat thing. It'd be 2,000 people from around the world. And there was people always missing deadlines. And I'd be saying, there's never an excuse for missing a deadline. If you give someone a deadline, you meet it, right? You meet it. You give someone a deadline. You were allowed to pick your own deadlines. I'll write this book for you. I'll have it ready such and such a time. I promise you I will. I'd always be early. They'd always be late. Every fucking one of them with excuses. My anxiety's acting up. This is acting up. That's acting up. And I'd go on and say, oh, well, you shouldn't really be making excuses. You're an ableist. A what? An ableist. You're able to do things and you look down on people that can't. Yeah, right. Well, if that's what that is, then yes, I am. Because you give your fucking word, mate. You give your word, you follow up on your word. And you said that a man's only worth his word. This is why we look at these cantons and all. I can't respect them because they sold their soul. I can never respect you. But we live in a culture, as Norm says, this club has got a culture of mediocrity now, about the journey, about the this, about the that. And like you said, and I've said it before, Nord, if you were that soft, if you were so offended by everything, if you were that weak that you can't criticize someone for losing, then stay away from sports, because sports isn't scripted. You things will go wrong, things will go against you. And if you are too soft to handle that, then just fuck off. You know what I mean? Go do something, like you said, watch movies or something where it's going to rewatch Friends. You know what's going to happen in it. You know it'll have a happy end. No, you know what I mean? If you can't handle life, that's not my fault, mate. Don't drag my club down with you. Do not drag my club down to your standards because you have none. Just don't do it. Go, I'm not one for saying go down the lane or go support, but do go support a Brighton or something like that. They're mid-table. They'll always be mid-table. You know what I mean? You never really have to challenge or anything. There's no pressure on you. If that's what you want to do, do it. But we live in a world where mediocrity and weakness it's celebrated. Oh, look, you're so brave. Give me a like, because what it's the same thing over here. It's these people that put up. We have the care doc over here, right? It's like a 24-hour. You go with the queue. It's not the hospital. It's sort of in between, right? And you always get on Facebook and some people put up, oh, anyone got the number for the care doc? You could have Googled it quicker, right? You could have Googled it quicker than typing that, but you wanted people to say, is everything okay, hon? Yeah, all right. Oh, you're such a battler. You're so strong. This is what we live in. People are looking for credit for getting out of bed. They're looking for credit for, oh yeah, I look after my kids. Yeah, well, you're supposed to. What do you mean? Why are you looking for credit for doing the basics in life? Oh yeah, I've got a job. You're supposed to have a job. What are we doing here? But you know what I mean? They're looking for credit for all the things. This is from I think it was Chris Rock did it. And I've never been to jail. Yeah, you're not meant to go to jail, mate. You know what I mean? These are the things that people look for credit for. They look for credit for living life. Oh yeah, I woke up this morning. I was so tired, but I still went to work. What do you want, a round of applause? And this is the problem. The whole of life is being lowered. The standards are being lowered so low that it breeds into everything. So it breeds into football. It breeds into everything. And then if you demand standards, oh, well, you know, you're just an ableist. Right, well, piss off then. You know, I mean, don't get into sport. If you can't handle a bit of fucking, you know, a bit of disappointment. Oh, this team gets my anxiety going. Just give up. You know what I mean? Honestly, man, I'm so tired of. Like, that's what I tell my kids. I tell my kids, if you grow up and you have any form of work ethic, you'll conquer the world in the next generation. If my kids are young, well, one of them's old, like, but the other two are just like a 10, 15 year gap. If you grow up with any sort of work ethic, you'll conquer the world, man, because nobody has any left. Nobody has any left. They're all wimps, man. But yeah, it's all split into sport. It's a pet peeve of mine. I can see it's the same with yours, Nort, and the same with Jezza. And people say, "Oh, you're old school." It's not true. I know young people that feel the same. I know a lot of young people that feel the same. It's just there's too many excuses out there. It's a world of excuses. Everything's an excuse.
Do you know what you've just said, mate, was absolutely well said.
Cheers.
I'd love to know these people that make these comments and on not just on your show, my show, North's show, Dan Potts', Lee's, and all that, right? I'd love to see them at a game back in the day when it wasn't all seated, it was terraced. They wouldn't have lasted seconds.
No,
getting shoved about, not in violence. I mean, it obviously happened. We all know that, but being pushed about on the terraces, right? Having somebody pissing down the back of your leg and shit like that. They wouldn't have lasted minutes. And yet now it's such an easy life. Yesterday, I went to get some stuff, food in and everything like that, right? And I was chatting to somebody in Waitrose where my wife works, and she was basically asking how Barb's was and everything like that. And I said, yeah, it's we're getting there. And she said, you won't believe, Jez, I'm doing the pick, which is where people buy stuff online. Yeah, they buy it online. And she said, I just had this pick come through to be delivered today from a woman, right, who wants 4 packs of nappies delivered because she can't get out because of the kids. Right. I thought, what? You can't get out of your house, get in your car or walk down to the bloody shop to get some nappies. What are you doing here? What? This is just a mad world. It's now got to the point where you don't actually ever have to go out your house, do you? Mm. You have your food delivered. You have everything delivered to your house. And I'm thinking, do you not actually want to interact with the world?
But they'll say, Jez, oh, well, you don't know her story. You don't know she could have this, she could have that.
No,
but people had these issues before. They just got on with it, pushed through it, mate. Everybody has their issues.
It's laziness, mate.
It's laziness, man.
The fact that oh well, I don't mind paying a little bit extra to have it delivered to me.
Yeah,
it's pure laziness.
Yeah,
a lot of the people, right, that come into our chats and set up accounts and they get deleted, they set up another account and round we go again. Yeah. Is they've got no life. Mm. They don't get out. They don't do something. They just sit there. Most of them are probably kids anyway. But I'm also convinced a lot of them are people who don't bother to try and get any work. And they just sit at home all day. And all they do is go around trolling people because they've got no life. They probably all look like vampires because they don't get out of sunlife. You know what I mean? It's a sad world we live in now.
Yeah. Sad world. Well, you see, the way it's gone now as well is they've lost their standards, right? And it of course, it's a vicious circle then because you know what it is. You know, I get right wound up if I'm driving. And I go to the effort. I don't have to stop right at a junction, but I do because there's a line of traffic and you let a couple of people out. And all they have to do is that, right? Just put their hand up to say thanks, and they don't do it. And you go, all you have to do is raise your hand, right? Now, I could just give in and go, well, I'm not doing that anymore because people are so rude. But that's when society really, takes over if you give up, because it's even got to the point now where I'll always hold the door open for a lady. You know what I mean? I still hold the door open for a lady. That's just the way it is. But now you can get called sexist for that. You know what I mean? Because some twat will call you sexist. But what really makes a man then is to keep doing it regardless of what one lunatic will say. And if some idiot does go, then you don't need to do that for me, that's mansplaining. Then I'll just go, right, shut your mouth, you twat. And then I'll move on. But I'll keep doing it for the next person. So it's very easy for the modern man to say, or the younger men now, they're saying, well, why are we bothering women or this? They'll claim this, they'll claim that. Right, but then it takes a real man to do it in that situation. You know what I mean? But just standards have gone down the fucking bin, man, because of X and things like that. It's very easy to get sucked into it. It's very easy. But you just have to keep your standards and hope that it rubs off on your kids, and then hope that it rubs off on their kids. And that's all you can really do. But it can be tiring. It can be really tiring out there dealing with these wimps, man. Everybody's a wimp. Everybody's, everything's an excuse. Culture of excuses, man. And then they want to pat on the back for it. To make things worse, they do absolutely nothing all day. And then they want to pat on the back for it. They want to pat on the back because of their ailments. Get out of my face, man. Half of them are made up. Half of them are things you can't prove. You know what I mean? I've got this, I've got that. No, you don't. You're just looking for sympathy, and then a pat on the back for doing nothing. Used to get ridiculed back in the day. Bring back bullying, man.
Sympathy. Yeah, I got a family member that's like that. Everything is victim. And that's the person that's achieved the least. That's the person that's achieved the least, because the victim mentality is your worst enemy. At the end of the day, you just got to get on with it. You know what I mean? Everybody's got their own battles. Everyone's got their own thing that they're going through. You just got to push through. It is what it is. Like, I can't stand victim mentality. I understand you be sad sometimes about certain things, but you just got to get on with it. Like, you just got to get on with it. There's so many people that are in worse situations that you feel like, I can't believe I even complained about that when so-and-so's going through that. Like, just put it into perspective. And that's the thing, when they say, the players hear this and the players this, a lot of these players come from working class families. I'll be surprised if they can't take criticism. They come from council estates. Some of them come from favelas. Like, I'm sorry, certain words on a screen and stuff, you should be strong enough to handle that. Just cut it out. When I don't want to see the comments, I just don't look at it. I don't look at it. If I'm in the mood that I'm like, I'm going through some stuff and I see the comments, right now I can just put the comment off. I can go on banners. I don't see any of the comments. I don't need to read anyone's comments. I don't want to read the comment. I'm not in the mood to receive certain things that may be in the comments. After I do a stream, I don't go into the comments after, because that's when all the top gooners come in and start, why is he moaning? I don't look at it. I don't look at it. Sometimes, most of the time I do, because whatever. But if you can't, then remove yourself. If you can't handle it, remove yourself. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, you can't hide from expectation. I think this season as well, for Arsenal Football Club, you can't hide from the expectation. And I think a lot of this fan base that have lower standards didn't expect this window, because they always preach to us that it's not FIFA and you can't get this player and you can't get that player and who's available. Well, Berta's shown you that you can get players, because Eze apparently wasn't available. Apparently he was going to Spurs, but we managed to get him. Gyökeres looked like he was playing games, but we managed to make him available and get the player over here. Zubimendi did a run around with Liverpool, but we managed to get him over to Arsenal. So when people talk about players not being available, we seem to be getting players regardless if they're available or not. So this is why I just feel like you can't run away from expectation forever, innit? And I feel like this fan base created a very comfortable bubble of, we're growing, we're building, we're growing. It's a young team. Give it time. He needs his tools. He needs that. And now that bubble's being burst, because now you can't use those things. You can't say that the bench ain't fixed, because now we're looking at the bench, looking at 4 attacking players on the bench that can affect the game. So now you can't really preach the bench is rubbish, because the bench has improved. Is it perfect? No, but there's better than what we had last season. So why are we not utilizing that? You can't say, where's the striker? Because we've got Gyökeres now. You can't say, but Odegaard's been rubbish and we don't have any. We got Eze. if you don't want to rely on the kids, and that's another narrative that I just can't stand. But the kids, but you can't play the kids. But you, man, were preaching about playing Skelly. And is he not a young kid? But you don't mind playing Skelly week in, week out. You didn't need to bed him into the team. But when it's Dalman and when it's Ethan, you got to bed him in. Did we bed in Saka? We didn't bed in Saka. We gave him an opportunity. He took the opportunity. We played him ever since. Turned from a fullback to a winger. None of the Arsenal fans will talk about his age. What about Theo Walcott? Theo Walcott was isn't he still the youngest English player to play or something? Wasn't he like 16 or something, 17 or something when he was playing for
England? Called up for the World Cup at that age, yeah. He didn't play in the World Cup now, but he was called up. I think he played a friendly at that age, yeah. And Dowman will be called up very soon. He'll be called up very soon.
And Theo Walcott is Arsenal's 10th highest all-time goal scorer?
Mm-hmm.
And they talk about Theo Walcott like at the time, they're like, yeah, Theo Walcott, but, we've seen Reyes, we've seen Perez, we've seen this guy, that guy. Theo Walcott's, you know what I mean? Like, you compare Theo Walcott right now to Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke. It's nowhere near. Nowhere near. And that's not even the best the Arsenal winger that we've ever seen. Either one of us. You know what I mean? So this is what I mean. There's no excuse. There used to be excuse about this about this club selling off the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
About us losing our best players every year.
Yeah.
The excuses, the reason we're old enough, all three of us are old enough to hear the excuses. We couldn't compete with Chelsea because of the money when they put 50 million for Fernando Torres. We can't compete with Man City. They got oil money. We can't compete because Fergie's still here. We can't compete because Man City are taking all our best players. Clichy, Nasri, Adebayor. We can't compete because Barcelona are taking our best players. Haleb. Man, they're taking Fabregas. We can't compete. We can't compete because Van Persie went to Man United. We've been hearing all the excuses. We still got to pay off the stadium, £220 million to pay off the stadium. We've been hearing your excuses. We're not hearing it anymore. We remember the English core, Jenkinson and them, man.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do with the English core? If you don't know about the English core, type on YouTube, Arsenal English core. It was a youth project. It led to nothing. We didn't win no major honours. So we're tired of it. Everything this club sells us, we've already heard it. We're not hearing it anymore.
True.
Do you know, Joe, it's funny though, Nord, when Wenger was having to sell his best players every summer, sometimes 2 or 3 of them, he had less protection from the fans than Arteta gets now when he's been handed everything. He's been handed everything, and there's more excuses for him than there was for Wenger, which is just crazy. Yes, there was excuses back then. We understand that. But the reality was, he was getting Champions League with Frimpongs and things in the team. You know what I mean? And you having to use these guys. I'm not saying it was perfect. People know my stance on Wenger. I'll always back him. But now the excuses, exactly. Now the excuses are the ball. The ball is the excuse now. It's a different ball. That's the excuses we're getting now. Wenger had real excuses, losing his best players, having to use a load of scrubs and still get a song out of them. And the football was still good. But we got hammered by big teams. The last time we had a 5-0 loss to Man City, Arteta was in charge. They seem to forget that. And this, we haven't lost to the big teams in so long. Let's rattle off all the trophies those teams have won in that period. Because the list is endless. Every trophy's been won. Between the lot of them, they've all won trophies. So people think that trophies don't matter. It's all that matters. At the end of the day, it is all that matters. Have a look at Madrid's trophy room. Have a look at Benfica's trophy room. Have a look at Bayern Munich's trophy room. Have a look at United or Liverpool's trophy room. If that doesn't get the juices flowing, then nothing will. Don't Jez has said it about Canton saying on a stream, I go to the match to meet up with my friends. I go to the match to socialise. I go to watch Arsenal to socialise. Go to a coffee shop down the road, meet your friends there, and put your ticket up for sale. Because this isn't what it's about. Football used to be tribal, man. Football used to be, we stand together and we're here. It was an escape. It wasn't, what they've made it. And I'm not saying we should go back to the days of it kicking off in the stands and all of that. But people forget that we're the Arsenal, man. Read David Dean's book. Immerse yourself in Arsenal history. Learn about Herbert Chapman. Learn about the stuff we won. You'll change your mind. Watch Jez's channel. Listen to some Arsenal history. Remember that the club that we are, man. You know what I mean? The clubs are a proud thing. They were coming up to 140 years. There's been many a magic moment. Why are we settling for beating Man City 5-1? that's not a memory to me. That's just something that happened that was quite nice at the time. And then we went on a losing streak. I'm so tired of the standards being lowered because this is our club, man. We've had massive standards at this club. You know, competing as they call it. For this whole thing about we're competing again, for me, if you keep going, the longer you go without winning something and keep finishing second, for me, you're not competing anymore. That's not competing. That's just being hanging in and around there. Competing would be you win a cup in 22-23, and then 23-24 you win the league, and then 24-25 then you win maybe another cup. Competing is when you're picking up trophies along the way. It's been far too long, and the last trophy we got was COVID. Again, it was a stinky, the way we got there. It's not about. I'm not saying we have to win the league every year. I'm just saying that we're the Arsenal, and that's been lost. It's been completely lost, and you only have to go to the ground and look at all these fair weather fans walking around, all these hipsters and stuff like that. And look, sports for everybody, all well and good. But these are the guys that clear out when we're losing 2-1 to Bournemouth. It's not Kenny Ken, and it's not DJB, and it's not Aaron. They're the ones that stay to the end, the so-called negative fans. They're the ones that stay right till the end. The other ones are the ones pissing off. So I'm so tired of the standards being lowered. I'm so tired of excuses. I'm tired of the same excuses. And I'm just tired of this manager. I'm tired of this manager. The day he goes, man, the day he goes, I will feel an actual weight lift off me. I will feel an actual weight lift off me, because I often say this. He's gotten rid of my hope. And as a football fan of any club, right, no matter where you start the season, West Ham, whoever, you have to have some hope going into the season. And I have zero under this guy, absolutely zero. And Sunday just proved it for me. Not that I needed proof, but it just reiterated the reason why I have no fucking hope. And we just got to get rid of him, man. And we got to get back to what we were. Because trust me, people in the chat, our channels will be a whole lot different if we have this guy gone and we have a new manager. You want to see positivity? Trust me, you'll see it. We'll still call them out when things are wrong, but it'll be a completely different feel. Completely different feel.
That's the thing, mate. I don't want to be negative. Look, I'm not negative. Yeah. I don't like being negative about my club. You know, I've supported this club for 57 bloody years.
Mm.
I don't like this situation. I've never, ever, ever, ever been this negative about Arsenal.
Me neither.
I have criticised them in the past when we've had some poor situations. I won't lie. But not for 6 years. Not for 6 sodding years. And I find it quite depressing, to be honest. You know, that great badge that sits behind me, I've supported all my life. And I don't like this. I don't like it at all. I want to sit here and say, fucking brilliant. All right, we lost today, but at least we give it a go. At least we tried. When I see this manager setting up a team that doesn't even want, the manager doesn't even want to try. That's what pisses me off. Because we are a massive football club with massive history, and that is gradually going down the toilet. And it is Arteta that is destroying this club. And that is why I have no respect for him as a manager. I can't say as a person, because I've never met the man, and I don't want to. But at the end of the day, he's destroying this club week by week. And it's proven when you get people come in the chat. I just binned somebody off there, some idiot that was talking, some French guy talking absolute bollocks. Marie, bless her, was trying to talk to him, but I got fed up with him. Rudy or somebody came across from my channel. Never seen him before. Don't want to see him again. I binned him off. These people are just a pain. They're a virus. They are a cancer in this club. And they need to go quick. I want this club back to what I once loved and supported. I still love the club, but not with this fucking idiot. The guy is destroying the club. The fan base are destroying the club. Not all of them. Not all of them. But there's way too many people. And we have lowered our standards. That stupid song, North London Forever.
Oh.
Who the hell gave permission to sing that when it's about bloody drugs and prostitutes?
Arteta. That was Arteta.
What the fuck is that? Sorry, Northside, for swearing. I apologise.
No, it's good.
Arteta picked that.
I mean, what is that about? You've got young kids in the stadium, right? Yeah, 10, 12, 14-year-old kids singing about prostitutes and drugs because they don't know what the words mean. And the club endorse it. What are we doing here? Yeah. And this fucking wanker Nelson's come back in the chat. Jesus Christ. I swear down, Nelson, you are one reprobate, man. You are typical. What is wrong with this football club? I swear down. I honestly will swear down, Nelson. If I ever met you, fella, you'd have a fucking bad day out of me. Swear down. Because you are typical. Right, and in fact, you're going to cry again in a minute. Right, I just hurt me because you're a prick. Right, and I would punch you straight in the fucking mouth if I ever met you. Straight up. You're a nonce. Right, off out of it. I can't stand people like you. Yeah, and come back 2 weeks' time, right, and you have a cry again. Oh, why are you having a go at me, Jez? You're an idiot. Fuck off.
Well, there you go. Because the big man just says so. There you go. Chatanya, big up to you, bro. This is a make or break season for Arteta. He's either going to be a scrub for career or a future elite manager. We know the answer.
He'll never be an elite manager.
For the super chat. Big up to you, man. We already know the answer to that, man. But big up to you. Longhead Yeti, big up to you, bro. Hey, Northside and chat and panel. I have an interesting thing to say. Big up to all of you and the chat. Big up, bro. What was all right? Okay, you got some more super chats. You could have just said it in that super chat and saved yourself some money, man. But big up, bro. Big up every time. Yusuf, thoughts, Saka, Gyökeres, Noni, Eze, Ethan Rice. If we can trap back for 90 minutes, we can attack for 90, trust the defense and let the attack play.
Yep.
I mean, all we had to do is build upon what we did in the 22-23 season. That's all we needed to do. And we've got the team to do it. We can attack for 80 minutes. And then if we've got 1-0, if we're 1-0 up or 2-1 up, cool. You can bring on Rice and Zubimendi, all the other DMs that you've got and all the other defensive players you've got. You can bring on Mascara and all the other defensive players that you've got and see out the game. That's all he had to do. That's really all he had to do was blend in both styles of play, but he can't do it. So this is what we got. But big up to you, Yusuf. Big up Yeti. I am a fan for life. On Shane, well said, my man. Big up to you,
big
Shane. Big up to Yeti again. Get rid of the Spanish prat. You nail it. Everyone can see it, bro. Everyone can see it, but they'll tell us that we're twerking for the rivals. You know what I mean? Do you know what the rivals are saying nowadays? They're saying the same stuff they said about Wenger in his last couple of years. Keep him. When rivals are telling you to keep, what we're telling Man United fans, keep Ruben. They're telling us to keep Arteta. You guys saying that we're twerking for rivals. The rivals will keep it honest with you because the rivals don't want to give you credit. You got to take the credit, and they'll give you credit. Like I remember when teams didn't want to see Man City do well, but you had to respect what they were doing, dominating the Premier League, did the treble. You had to respect it. Chelsea as well. When they came into money, teams didn't want to, see Chelsea go to winning major honors and winning and completing football. You had to respect it. That's the thing. Arsenal fans they're so desperate for acceptance. They want to beg. Why don't you respect us? Why are you against us? Being champions, you got to take the respect. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you the respect once you got to earn it. Exactly. You got to earn the respect. You got to earn it. But these don't want the respect of champions without being champions. It don't work like that. It don't work like that. I hated Man United, but I had to respect them. I had to respect them back in the Fergie days. You had to respect them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Listen, big up to everyone that's locked in. Shane, shout out your channel. What you got coming up next, bro?
Yeah, man, big up for having me on, of course, and big up to the legend that is Jez, and big up to the chat. Obviously the full Irish tomorrow morning, every morning 10:30, and then at 6 o'clock I have Sophie from Gunnar Gossip TV coming on for an hour or so just to talk about her Chelsea journey, and then of course I have the Bruce Banana panel show tomorrow night. And then I have my Italian football show, Roundup Como, over on Saturday. I moved it to 3 o'clock. But loads of stuff. There's about 8 streams lined up on my channel if you want to hit the notification on some of them. None of them, all of them. You do what you got to do. But make sure you're subbing to everybody on the panel. Make sure you're liking the stream. And big up to Yeti. Big up to everybody, man. I really enjoyed it, man. Fair play.
Nah, big up, man. Make sure you're liking and subscribing to Shane Gunnar. The link is in the title. Big up, bro. Appreciate you for your time as well, man. Every time. Jez, shut your channel out, bro. What you got coming up next?
We all know it's Jez's Arsenal. You know that the old idiot show. Is what it is, man. I might do shows late tomorrow night. I might do one of my late night ones, a solo one. Sometimes I do them. I quite enjoy them. Just get people in and chat, talk a load of bollocks and all that sort of shit. Next week, Northside. I'll be dragging you out onto one of my streams. I haven't seen you on my show for about 6 weeks, so I'm going to get you by the throat and fucking drag you over. Like, you know what I mean? Thank you, mate. As always, I love coming to your show. I love coming on there. Big up to Shane as always, buddy.
Big up.
Partner in crime on the old school show. I love that one. I love that one.
Oh man. Love it.
I like that show. I watched it. The last one. I watched it. I liked it. Come
on next week. Come and jump on with us.
Yeah, just send me the link. I'm there.
You can be the apprentice. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna do what Zlatan did to Pogba. He's like, sit. Remember he's in Thierry Henry. He's like, sit.
No. You come on next Tuesday, man. It's always a good show. That one. It's good.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah. One of my favorites.
That's it. I won't cut none of my grey hairs because I'm growing a couple of grey. You can't really see it.
There you go.
It's got some greys there. You know what I mean? My mom's trying to twist it into the thing. I said, Mom, it's looking crazy right now, man. I'm just getting on.
Well, at least you got hair, buddy. You know what I
mean? yeah, true. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Shane, don't talk too soon, mate. Yours is going backwards.
That's what I said. Exactly. I've got none. I'm going to Turkey within the year.
My nan went to Turkey. She got her teeth done in Turkey. It looked really good.
So did I.
Hey, I'll tell you what, the big worry, right? The big worry, Lee, it's going.
No, his is gone rapidly back. Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, I'll be doing a Turkey run within the next year. I'll have to, man. I'll have to.
Funny that
I miss my locks.
Oh, Nelson ran away again. Oh dear.
He went away. Well, we'll see him in the next show, innit? We'll see him on the next show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he comes back like a bad smell.
But big up to everyone that's locked in. We're going to redirect to Sarcasm City, Flawless. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Northside Raid on the way in, and we're out. Love.
Take care, everyone.